What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah!
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
awesome,
exciting.
Man.
This is awesome because, like, we're doing this podcast and, like, good things are happening. And then it's like, I feel like we manifested this kind of. New York, unique New York. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Good Things Are Happening.
Yeah.
I feel like, bro, I had a coffee just now, dude. I'm feeling like jazz.
Dude, you're fired up, dude.
I am fired up, bro. Look at these glasses, man.
Those are Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, they are. Yeah, brother. Snap into a Slim Jim. Yeah. Oh, man. I had some good coffee, bro.
Yeah, you're
gonna
fired
be
up, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited about this podcast. I'm excited about our guests,
I know,
dude.
I know.
This has been, bro, things have been good lately, bro.
Yeah. Dude. So you had a real big occurrence. You were just on the Tonight Show.
I was, buddy.
Yeah. How was it, man? Tell me about it.
It was awesome, dude. I got to New York. I found out the week before I got to New York. And I was doing a gig in Buffalo with Jay. And Buffalo.
Jay Moore.
Yeah, Jay Moore. So like right from there, I went to Manhattan and just started running my set.
Nice.
A cellar and the stand.
Nice.
The clubs were super cool. You know, they let me, I probably ran that set like 20 times, man. It was just the same set. Make sure I don't say McDonald's. Make sure I don't cuss. You know, That was my ultimate fear, that I'd be like, they're like, Jimmy's like, Dustin at bar. And I'm like, hey, what's up, motherfucker? He's like, oh, no. My Tonight Show is ruined.
Banned from TV for life.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up, bitches? McDonald's.
Yeah,
but dude, it was awesome, man. It was really cool. I went out there and it was just one of those cool like moments because Christy was with me, my girlfriend Christy.
Yeah.
Who'd you met, you know. You guys dated for a short time. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that was after you and I dated.
Yeah, that's true. We go. Yeah, it's very incestuous around here. But anyway, I did. I went in there and it was like just this cool experience, man. You got the green room and just like you get they give you little gifts and stuff, just like little, I don't know, like a Tonight Show shirt and like. I got a cool little canteen and Jimmy comes in beforehand, talks to you real quick. And then he talked to me after, which that was cool.
Were you like nervous?
Dude, I was.
I mean, you know, and how did you handle that nervousness?
Dude, okay. You know before how I would handle nervousness.
Yeah.
I'd do a little,
have a couple drinks.
Not anymore though. And that was awesome. That was a really cool moment because Christy told me, she was like, you know, on days like this, I wouldn't have been able to enjoy it because I would have had to watch you and I would be scared that you were going to get drunk. And just little things like that are like, yes,
dude,
man.
if you didn't get sober, you wouldn't have been on the Tonight Show.
No, without a doubt. Dude, if I didn't get sober, I'd probably be dead right now.
I know.
Everything in my life.
We know, Dustin.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Right, yeah.
That's awesome, man.
But it's just like, it was such like a cool, like, just thing of like, dude, which to me in life right now, like the Tonight Show is awesome, like all these things in life, but it's all because I got sober. You know what I'm saying? It's all because of, it's like a byproduct. You know, your life just gets better. And we see it in these meetings all the time. People just like, they come in like, in bad shape. And then it's like, oh, that guy's like the CEO now. You know, he was homeless like a year ago. Like,
it's incredible. I mean, were you, how did it feel after you did your set? So you can find the set by going to YouTube and type in Dustin Ibarra Tonight Show. Mm-hmm. You can watch the whole set, which you killed.
Thanks, man.
You killed. I was so proud. I watched it live on West Coast tape delay. And it was amazing. And how did you feel like when you were walking off? First of all, you walked out that curtain, the same curtain that, you know, I mean, that show is legendary. You're one in a million that have gotten to do that. And what was that experience like after you killed your set and you're walking off?
It was great. It's just like, you know, whenever you have like something big, you freak out about it. I freak out leading up to it, and then when it's over, it's like a weight is lifted off your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's done. Yes.
Yeah. Like after sex?
Yeah.
With a hot, after sex with a hot girl you met for the first time.
Yeah, exactly, man. You're like, oh,
you're like,
that's
phew.
over. Yeah, and it only lasted 5 minutes too. Same amount of the Tonight Show.
Well,
set.
Oh yeah, that didn't count. That's not realistic because you would only last it for 30 seconds probably.
Yeah.
But
and I'd be at $500.
That's awesome, man.
But, dude, it was really cool, and I got, you know what I learned from because I used to work with Jimmy Walker a lot.
Yeah,
on Good Times. He told me, he took me to Letterman like back in the day.
Wow.
And like the first thing he did, he had this bag and he started grabbing all there's like cookies and stuff and little like snacks and sodas. He started putting them away. He was like, "You got to do this, E-man. You never know when you'll be back. You take everything." So when I was in there, I did that. They had a bunch of cookies. I was like, I'm grabbing these.
That's me at a buffet, dude. Bring a little bag. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, take some of that. Take some of that. Man. Eating for a week on leftover chicken.
That's been, but that's what's been happening with me. What's going on in the Greg world?
So I finally landed the deal with Netflix. It's official. Yes. So the show is it's gonna
huge.
Yeah, it's good. It's on May 12th, and today on the way here, I just booked. Right now, it's Daryl Hammond, Jay Moore, and I just booked Chris Kattan.
Oh, that's a fire lineup.
Yeah,
bro.
so and
that's gonna be good. Are you working on some other people too?
I'm gonna shoot for the legends.
You always do that. Okay, here's what Greg does. Like before, you always get like these amazing people, and you always call me like, dude, guess what? You're not gonna believe who's on the show. I'm like, who, Greg? The Pope. Dude, bro, you're not gonna believe it. I just booked the Pope, dude.
Yeah, he bombed too.
Yeah.
He tried to do a bit about gay marriage and it just tanked.
Yeah. Bro, you're not gonna believe who I booked, dude. Obama is doing the SNL show. Can you believe it, man? I gotta raise ticket prices.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's May 12th at the Hollywood Improv, and I'm going to shoot for some legends and see what happens. The people that I'm going to try, I'm going to reach out to Tina Fey and Amy Poehler and Steve Martin and Martin Short. But these guys, they sell out theaters up by themselves, so they're not, to get them to do the show at a club is going to probably be difficult, right? But you don't know until you try.
Yeah, maybe throw in like a free hoagie or something. Yeah. A little Amazon gift card.
Yeah. Yeah. A little
sweeten the deal.
Yeah. You know what? Free parking.
Oh, free parking. Yeah. Hey, like I know hey, Steve Martin, I know you're freaking out about parking, but I got the space.
I doubt they'll do it, but you never know until you ask. So we got 3 good ones right now, and we'll see what happens. But here's the thing, I always think I've been, striving towards these goals of doing great things in the entertainment world. And this is pretty cool. But as soon as I got it, that night I couldn't sleep. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to book this? They're not going to want to do it. It's going to fail. And so what I've realized, as I achieve these little mini successes, obviously not as big as the Tonight Show, but putting together these shows is the outside stuff doesn't fix me.
Yeah.
And it's these other, the more outward life things that I do, the more shows that I do, the more stress that I have. It's not a source of serenity and peace, but it is a source of satisfaction and career satisfaction. So
but you're right, how it's like those things on the outside, they don't fix, like it's like, oh, now my life is great. It's like, nah, dude. That's like cool. Like cool things happen, but cool things come and go.
What I'm learning now is you have to really work on the inside stuff, to handle it. So what I've been stressed out about, these shows and everything, and a lot of anxiety, but what I really need to do is really focus on, prayer, meditation, helping people and service work. I need to be ready internally to handle these difficulties. And then, I was super stressed out, and this guy said to me, he goes, "Hey man," he goes, you're really, upset, this is really, you can't live like this, with all this stress and anxiety. And I'm like, you're right. And so, I'm learning, and I'm trying to realize and to work on, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a show. These are just outside things. They come and go.
They come and go, dude.
Yeah. And when I'm learning, in the entertainment business, I toured with Daryl Hammond from Saturday Night Live, and he's had huge successes and huge downfalls. And I think the more successful you get, the bigger highs and the bigger lows. So I think it's important that I work on the internal stuff, that I can handle these ups and downs.
Yeah.
But
I completely agree with that, dude. Because it's like things are gonna happen. Like good things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Bad things are gonna happen. But it's like I think the whole like prayer and meditation just it helps keep you centered, man.
And I mean, that's why we're doing this podcast. This podcast is about positivity and inspiration and stuff. And
also I want to say, when I say prayer, I'm not like I'm not like a Bible thumper, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever is out there for you guys, God or Godzilla or dude, whatever, man, whatever keeps you, whatever that higher power is in your life, man.
We support it.
We support it.
We support
all
it
the way.
And,
unless it's Hitler, that'd be weird. Yeah.
So back to the regular scheduled programming.
Yes.
So Church of Scientology is a really great organization. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, where's this going, Greg?
All right, man. You know what? And our guest today has a lot to talk about
I'm so
with this
pumped
stuff.
about this guest.
She is amazing. She's one of my heroes, and she's an actress in film, television, and theater. She's just an incredible, wonderful, inspirational human being. And so please welcome our guest, Nancy Linehan Charles.
Yeah. Woo!
Which I want to say, before we get to you, is you've had over 70 film and TV roles. You've been on all the CSIs and stuff. I've seen you die on screen. Like
you've seen her die on screen.
Well, wait a second. That's what I do on TV. I cry, I die, I smoke, and I yell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now, on stage, I can do lots of different characters and all kinds of levels, but TV, pretty much, I cry, die, smoke, yell.
Oh, I do that in Vegas a lot. That used to be my thing.
I do that in all my relationships with women.
Well, I mean, you're obviously really great at it because I was looking at your IMDb. You've been in so many things.
A lot of stuff.
When you say you die, because I do a little acting. When you die, like what are some crazy ways that you've died?
Well, I've been pushed down the stairs.
Oh no!
But wait a second, people see me in a rerun, and they go, "Oh my God, I saw you die on the stairs." And I said, It was a body double. It was not me. They got a wig that looked exactly like my hair.
Wow!
And then this person how they do that, I don't know. But when I die regularly, I just like crash at the dinner table, or I just crash in a car or something. Yeah. But
I saw one you had cancer.
When I had cancer,
or you were in the hospital. Was it CSI? It was one of those. It was one of those regular TV
CSI, cancer.
CSI,
Cancer season 1.
Cancer season 1.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't run that long.
No, I had kind of a traumatic childhood a bit, and you weren't allowed to feel, because that was like, just go to your room with that. When you can come out with a smile, come out.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, I grew up in Texas. Really, what do you
I grew up in Texas.
But yeah.
Dallas, where'd you grow up?
Dallas.
Oh, no way.
I went to Hillcrest High School. Where did you go?
Euless, Trinity, HEB area.
Oh,
Hurst,
my
Euless,
God.
Bedford. Yeah.
Hold on, we're having a moment here.
We are, yeah. Dallas.
But the thing is that, it was the times. Also, I grew up in the 40s and 50s, and you just feeling was like, And then my mother took me to an acting class at the Dallas Theater Center, and I was about 11. And oh my God, it saved my life, because I found out that you could feel there, and people would even applaud, when you were in a character and you were doing this thing. So I took all my feelings to the theater, and I used them there. And then I came back down, and I grew up in a religion that sort of said, if you're not being perfect, you just aren't trying hard enough.
Ooh, yeah, that's a lot on a kid.
Get at it,
Yeah.
And now what's so wonderful about today, and I'm sober too, what is so wonderful is that I tell all the people I sponsor, when you make a mistake, just hug yourself and say, oh, Nancy, I love that you made that mistake. I love that about you because it shows how human you are and not perfect. And I love that you're not perfect. And I say that to myself. I used to all the time. I don't have to now because I just don't put perfection as a goal of any kind.
Yeah, that's great. I love that you like say that too, because like for like a lot of just alcoholics, addicts, and just people in general, you know, you beat yourself up, and it's like no, like people who relapse and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my God, how could I have done this? But it's like that doesn't help anything.
No.
It doesn't help anything. You know, changing how you are, that helps. Taking action.
Yeah.
But just sitting there in that room with the lights off and self-pity, like, oh my God, I'm such a...
anything.
I mean, I do think you have to feel disappointment and shit like... Sorry.
No, you can
like
swear.
that.
No, yeah, you can swear.
Okay.
We prefer it.
Yeah.
You have,
in fact, add some more. No.
You have to feel it, but then you have to really embrace yourself and specifically say, I love you for making that mistake. I love that about you because it shows how human you are. And I love that you're human and not perfect. And it's a practice that you have to engage in, or a lot of us are left with a residual, I'm not worth very much.
I have that feel. Anything short of Richard Pryor, and I'm a dismal failure, like in the comedy world. But I'm so I'll never ever be okay because I can never measure up to Richard Pryor. But
you did freebase.
I did freebase. Yeah, actually,
you almost lit yourself on fire, so you're getting close. You know,
we do have that in common.
Yeah.
But I'm like so hard on myself, like anything, and you know, it's like a lot of times going through life. You know, if I failed at something, I'm like, or I think, you know what, I'm not going to be able to succeed, so why even try?
I totally identify. I get it, but you know, it frees my life up so much to be able to get in front of a camera, do an audition, and let it go and not think, oh, I hope I got that. Oh, I hope they liked it. Yeah. Oh, do they like me?
What do they say? The best audition is the one in the car on the way home?
I let it go. Yeah. I never think about it again. And I have earned a good living as an actor for about 30 years.
Phenomenal
awesome.
living.
Yeah. So, and I really think you can drive yourself mad by trying to, well, I just say the only person that has to approve of anything that I do is me and a higher power, which is kind of for me the universe, you know, and maybe my AA sponsor, maybe, but really just the two of us. I don't need your approval or his approval. I don't need it. And man, there was a time when I couldn't survive without it.
You're talking to two stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
Where our whole existence is based on people's approval.
I took a stand-up comedy class. You guys do the hardest job in the world. Yeah. I mean, seriously, I would get up in front of the class and I would, you know, have a kind of act prepared. Not one laugh. Not one.
Oh, I had that last week. I've been doing this for like coming up on 2 decades, and I still have shows like that.
When the teacher would just say, I'm going to give you this sentence, I want you to improv on it, they laughed at everything I said. What is that about? I don't get it. But what I realized in that moment of doing jokes, you know, it's just deadly to think, oh my God, they didn't laugh at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know how you do it. I really don't.
We learn over time where like it would break me. Like if I would go and, you know, you're talking about a class show where everybody's worried about themselves. So they're probably not in a laughing mode, right? And we started off doing open mics where we go to the open mics and nobody's paying attention or whatever. So people would not laugh. And I think I'm bombing. And I would go home, I would be destroyed for like 2 weeks. And people would say, do you love stand up? And I'd be like, no, I hate, you know, and I think I hate it. It's the worst thing ever. But it's like golfing, you know, you get one good shot, you know, and out of the whole 18 holes and it keeps you coming back. And I always knew there was something, but you learn over time, just like you learned with your auditions, you learn over time to, if they don't laugh, you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe it needs work, whatever. And you learn to have it not affect you so it doesn't ruin your whole set.
Right.
Yeah, it's very, it feels like a dangerous thing sometimes because you're like, I like what you're saying. Like, it's like you're the one that has to approve of you because forever, I started stand up when I was like 16. And I remember if I got laughs, it was like, oh my God, they like me. They like me. Yeah. Yes. And then if they like me, I like me. But then when they don't laugh, it's like, oh, I suck. I'm the worst. This is horrible. Why didn't they like me? Why didn't they laugh?
And then it's, if they don't like me, I can't like myself.
Oh yeah. You look at yourself in the mirror like, fuck you. Yeah. I used to say that to myself all the time, dude. And you gotta love yourself.
Oh yeah. And love yourself for the not so good things that you do also. Mm-hmm. You have to learn to love that it's human, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Just being a human being. You're doing good stuff and you're doing not so good stuff, and it's all one package.
That's one of the things the recovery has done. So you and I met, we were doing a jail panel.
Yeah.
And we were speaking, we were bringing recovery to inmates in LA County jails. And that's how you and I bonded and became really good friends because we were giving ourselves to others. And, we don't get reimbursed for gas. No. We don't get paid to do it. We do it because but one of the things that it's done for us is that it's helped me build my self-esteem.
Yeah.
And I think when you do good things and you help other people, that's helped me build my self-esteem. And it's allowed me to be okay with myself when I don't do, good in comedy and
exactly.
So forth.
But I think that still involves somebody from the outside, you doing something for them and them getting something from it. And that's great. Yeah. And I do it all the time now. I was just at the women's jail this week. But it's when I have had panels that have they've talked to each other. They've, walked.
Women. It's the women's jail.
And the leader does say, guys, could you sit down until the speakers just sit, but they're not into you.
Yeah, that's because I just started speaking. I got a year and a half now. And thank you, please.
Standing ovation.
But that's I've noticed sometimes because I'll go up there and I'll speak, and then sometimes I'll be like, nice, I killed that, and then sometimes I'm like, man, I bombed. I think those people are gonna relapse after that. I'm gonna make them drink.
You bombed so bad, somebody drank.
Somebody's like, man, I gotta call a guy. This guy sucks, man. Or whenever you're speaking, and then someone does a really good share. And it's all emotional, and theirs is good, and it's like, okay, our next speaker is Dustin. I'm like, hey, I'm Dustin. I'm an alcoholic. That was really good.
I did a open mic, for Rita at the Hollywood Improv, she's the booker at the Rehab. She's a real powerful woman, one of the most powerful women in LA comedy, super powerful. And I was having a bad day, and I hadn't done mics in a long time. I'm like, I'm going to go to this mic, and they draw names out of the hat. And I didn't feel good. My mouth was dry. I'm like, oh, don't pick me. And Rita wasn't even there. So I was the last name drawn out of the hat, right? And I was like, oh, God, I wasn't feeling good. And then Rita comes walking in right as I'm about to go up. I go up, I bomb, right? And I'm a good comedian. I think I'm a pretty decent comedian. I make people laugh, but it's only 3 minutes. And I totally bombed, right? So I called Jay Moore after. And I'm like, dude, I just bombed in front of Rita, and he's like, and he starts laughing, right? Because he's been through it. And I walk around the back of the Improv, and Rita is outside smoking a cigarette. And she's smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, dude, Rita's outside smoking, and Jay's like, dude, she hasn't smoked in 20 years. and Jay was like, she's probably doing this, like. Why am I doing this?
Oh my God, dude. I remember that. Jay's one of those dudes too that he doesn't like whenever you call him and tell him, I killed. He likes I just bombed. He loves that.
He loves it.
Dude, I just bombed in front of my family. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he loves, because he's probably been through it. You know, he's seen a lot of people kill, but it's tough, man. But it's just like with acting and and stand-up comedy. The thing, that negative talk, that voice that says I'm not good enough, I'm never going to amount to anything, which probably has cost me a lot of opportunities in my life because I was afraid to fail. with this one particular one in stand-up, I've persevered through. I was looking at my videos yesterday, and I was like, people were laughing the whole way through, but my view of it was, I'm not very good.
Wow.
But I know it's not true, and I've been able to persevere. And Dustin and you and I have been good together, because a lot of times when I don't feel good about life or my self-esteem or whatever, I'll call you and you'll say good things, and then
I'm glad that we're not synced up on the same, because usually whenever I'm all depressed, you're having a good day, and when you're all depressed, I'm having a good day.
We help each other out a lot.
I hope we never both have shitty days.
We both quit comedy.
And just start doing meth or something.
Yeah, we'll relapse together. Go to the bar.
Dude. Nancy, I want to ask you about so you were doing these like acting in Dallas, and then did you move to LA or New York?
Oh no! Oh my God! No, I went to college in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got married and moved to Detroit, Michigan. Went to Wayne State University for a master's, and then moved to Baltimore. And then we divorced, and I moved with our child to New York. Mm-hmm. And so I was in New York for about 12 years. It's where I got sober, actually. And then I moved to LA. But I've just been here about 22 years, maybe 23.
And did you start breaking into like film and television in New York or LA?
No, well, I shot a couple of things in New York, but people say things like, oh, they're shooting a lot of stuff in Atlanta. It's that much compared to what shoots here. So really, LA is the place to be if you want to do television. And I've done television shows and movies and commercials. When I first got here, people said the best two jobs to have as an actor are either a regular role on a television show or a national commercial. And I think that's true. I've never been a regular. I've done guest starring roles the whole 22 years, but it's just where you have to be. You just have to be here. And you have to just go up for whatever you go up for. I mean, I say now, I don't, if like one of those casting services sent me a thing the other day for a co-starring role, I said, I don't do co-starring. I just do guest stars and recurring.
What's the difference between co-star and guest star?
Pardon me?
What's the difference between the two?
Oh, well, between a recurring and a guest star?
Yeah.
A guest star is usually 1 to 2 days, maybe a week.
Okay.
And, a recurring role is like every 3 months you do a week.
You won't do the guest stars one?
I do guest stars.
What was the one you won't do?
What is the one? What?
You said you turned it down. You got an offer to do a...
Oh, it was a co-star.
A co-star. Yeah. What's the difference between a guest star and a co-star?
Oh, a co-star has... It's considered sort of the lower of the two. The next lowest level is extras.
So a couple lines.
And then co-stars, and then guest stars, and then recurring.
Okay.
And then regulars.
So guest stars is your level.
Is what I do.
Okay.
And my agent has ramped up my fee for that over the years, and it pays really well, so I'm happy to do it. I would love to have, whoever's out there, I would love to have a regular role just to see what that's like. Although, going to the studio every day, I don't know.
Those crazy call times.
We talked about this before, and I asked if it was okay if I could mention this in your age. And you're not going to believe this. You're 81 years old.
No way.
Yes.
That's insane.
And I'm so proud of that because, like I say, when I got here, people said, never tell your age. And now I walk into casting rooms and say, somehow I work in that I'm 81. Because,
that's going to help.
And I'm healthy. And, part of that, I need to give credit to my mother. Part of that, I'm never sick. I have no aches and pains. I have no things. My mother used to wake me up for school, and I'd say, I don't feel like going to school. I feel sick. And she said, I'll tell you when you're sick. Get up. And she was never sick one day in her life. And let me tell you this. She was 98. And she had moved from Dallas to a nursing home near me in Santa Monica. And she said to me, I want to ride that roller coaster at Disney. And I went, okay. I didn't want to do that, but I said, okay.
Yeah.
And so I picked her up in the morning. We drove out there. We rode the roller coaster. I hated it. She loved it. She had her hands up like this. 98.
Oh,
And-
wow.
98.
So then we got back to, we did everything there. Then we came back to this nursing home. We had a full meal. She went to bed and died.
Wow.
Whoa.
I
It's-
want to go
it's-
that way.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
That was so, wow. That
That's a
is
beautiful
incredible.
story.
Never
Yeah.
sick a single day in her life.
And she just passed in her sleep.
Yeah.
Did
Wow.
she have to wait? Did they make her wait in line? And no, I'm curious because if you get a wheelchair, no. If you get a wheelchair, they let you go to the front of the line.
Oh, no,
at
she didn't
Disney.
have a wheelchair. No,
Wow.
we waited in line.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, but that's hard. That's hardcore
Yeah.
right there.
The waiting in line is harder than the roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's incredible.
was just terrified of the roller coaster.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Like that
she
is.
was an amazing woman. She really was.
Well,
At Disney. See, I'll probably end up going on like Six Flags or something. The less expensive. I'll die on one of those like Thunder or what is it? Some Six Flags knockoff Batman ride.
dude, I won't even go on the teacups when I hit 68, dude. Now, you did something really remarkable on your 75th birthday. What was it?
Well, let me preface it by saying I had talked about doing this for 20 years before, and it was jumping out of an airplane.
Wow.
And I had never done it. I just talked about, God, I'd really like to do that. So my younger son, who was in his 20s then, said, Mom, your 75th birthday is coming up. I'm going to take you skydiving. And I said, don't do me any favors. Why? And he said, because you have talked about it for years. I said, I know, it was just talk. That was all it was. And he said, well, I bought the tickets, so you're going.
Oh, I'd be a little wary. I'd be like, hey, you trying to get the CSI money, buddy? I see your plan. You should have taken him out of the will temporarily. You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, temporarily, you're out of the will. Okay, we don't have to go skydiving.
Well, here's the thing.
He takes you skydiving, roller coasters,
He keeps getting.
hunting in Africa.
Hey, Mom, we're gonna chase a tornado today. We're going to Oklahoma. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're walking on coals.
Well,
hot coals.
Yeah, I'm taking you to the Mexican circus. Come on,
We're
let's
doing
go.
peyote, Mom. We're gonna do peyote.
Let me tell you something. We were on the plane. I was strapped to a guy that was going to jump with me. He was strapped to a guy. We were the only people on the plane. He turned to me and he said, Mom, do you want to jump first or do you want me to? And I said pretty much the most unmotherly thing I've ever said. I said, you go first. Thinking, honest to God, if he dies, I won't have to jump.
That's
Is that horrible?
That's what I said to Dustin on our last comedy show with a hard crowd. You go first. If you die, I'm not going up.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, so you jumped out of that plane.
Jumped out of that plane.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, the thing is, he did go first, and I leaned out. I was right next to the door, leaned forward, and the guy strapped to me pulled me back like that and then pushed me, and we both
He pushed you?
jumped. He pushed me, and we both. And you guys, the bliss that happens when you're floating, because they don't pull the cord for about 45 seconds.
Oh.
So you're just tumbling and rolling, and it was like, but the second I did it, all the fear, everything was gone. It was like, it was just.
I bet that is amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
I want to jump out of a plane.
Well, do
I don't.
it.
No, I don't.
Make him
let's
take
do
you.
it. Yeah,
I
Seriously.
don't.
maybe we could. Maybe we could get you and I like strapped together.
Would
you
you
know?
go tandem?
Yeah, let's go
but
tandem.
but facing each other. And hugging.
All right, you ready? Good. Wow.
You're gonna have to shave your beard though if we do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Too much scruffle, man.
I like that tandem facing each other, dude. We might have to do that now. You ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or we could do that watching a movie.
You can do tandem a lot of things. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty incredible. So
Yeah.
then he pulled the chute, and you're landing, and you're just like, was it just?
Well, he and I just, when the guys got off of us and our feet were on the ground, we just started jumping up and down and yelling and going, "Oh my God, that was so incredible! Oh my God!"
Yeah.
You know,
You're such an inspiration.
You are, yeah.
It's incredible. At 81, it's like I go through life and like when I hit 40, I'm like, that's it. It's over. My life's over. I have nothing to look forward to.
Oh, please.
And it's still, right?
Dude, yeah, bro. Like every little milestone is like in age is like, okay, well, it's over. I'm not gonna be in the NBA. I'm not gonna. This isn't gonna happen. Yeah. And then you see younger people than you kicking ass, and it even like it kind of you can like get even more down. Like, oh man, this guy's like 19. And he's got all this. He's got like 7 comedy specials or something. You know?
It's such an inspiration.
I am looking to get. I did a treatment of this and gave it to the executive producer of Young Sheldon. They're not going to do this, but I wrote a treatment about, because I'm the church secretary on Young Sheldon.
Yeah, you have a recurring role, which is amazing. That recurring,
role, and she smokes and yells, and she's.
It's brilliant.
But anyway, I had it be the main character of this sitcom, and they get a note at the church, a little letter, saying that there's going to be a conference on racism in the Christian church. Ooh. And would we like to send somebody? And my minister goes, I'm not a racist. We're not going to do that. And I said, well, I'll do it. In the treatment, I said this. Yeah. So I go to the thing. I'm the one white person there. Everybody else is a person of color. And I start talking to this woman of color, and we go to lunch together, and we spend like 4 days, and we're together all the time. We get to be really friends. And so we're out in front of the hotel waiting for a cab, and there's a gentleman, black gentleman of color, standing on the curb, nicely dressed, waiting for a cab. He has a ticket in his hand. A white guy comes up to him, and he's a guy that, anyway, he's really obnoxious. He comes up to him. He hands him his ticket and says, my car is in the garage. Would you bring my car? Because the guy's black. He assumed he was, And he walks away, and the guy is just looking at the ticket like, what? And we look at each other, and we walk up, we say, we'll take care of this. And we go down the stairs, we find the car, we get in the car, we put our seatbelts on, we back it up, and we ram it into the wall. Oh, man. And then we back it up again and ram it into the wall again. And then we just look at each other, we high five, we take off our seatbelts, and we go. We have several incidents like that in each episode.
That's hilarious.
And I sent the treatment to my son, who is a district attorney in New York, and he said, Mom, do you have to break the law? Are you going to be breaking the law in every episode? I said, yeah, I think so.
Was this the son that took you skydiving?
No.
Okay, yeah.
This is the good side.
I was going to say, there's 2 different kids.
No,
he's a district attorney.
The other one is an actor, of course.
Yeah. And I'm going to start using the term gentleman of color. I like that. I like that. Let's do the Gentleman of Color show at the Laugh Factory. That'd be great. Instead of chocolate sundaes, Gentleman of Color. I like that.
That's good. That's good. Let's take a minute to support our advertisers. If you hear the products being advertised,
oh yeah, we don't have any.
Oh man.
But if you'd like to be a sponsor, go to our website, goodthingspod.com, drop us an email, and we'd love to advertise what you're making.
If you hear the advertisements, support who advertises us. That's the way we stay afloat. One of the things that, one of my favorite stories about you is you're in Minority Report, and you were directed by Steven Spielberg, and you acted with Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. What was that experience like?
Well, so amazing. And also, I guess the most amazing thing is that somehow you think when it's Steven Spielberg, he's going to be very, kind of distant from everybody. Not at all. Just the nicest human being. And I made a couple of suggestions, one of which he took. And that was really great. And Tom Cruise was really nice. Got nothing bad to say about Tom Cruise. But I leaned down and I kissed him on the cheek, and
Yeah.
he kisses me on the cheek, and I did leave that cheek for a week
Oh,
or so.
and that was all improv, right? You just
Yeah.
you did that in the moment.
So,
Well, you know what? I want to say yes, but I'm actually not sure. I can hear the writer of Minority Report going, "No, I put that in there."
When I watched that movie and I saw you and in that movie and you when you reached down and kissed him, I'm like, I knew it. I knew that. I go, that was not in the script, man. You just took your shot, huh?
I love that. I love it. Yeah,
It was good. And Charlie Wilson's War,
Oh, so good.
that was, I had one line in that, one line. I had to go to Morocco for 2 weeks for that one line. So that was
Wow.
great.
Oh, that is
right?
awesome.
Hello.
That's amazing.
But Aaron Sorkin wrote Charlie Wilson's War, and he was the writer of West Wing, which I had done. And I played a cancer doctor and had to do these long speeches about cancer and had to have them memorized and whatever.
Yeah.
And so I saw him on the set of Charlie Wilson's War, and I went up to him. I said, Aaron, I did all that complicated medical language for you. Oh, wait, I have to tell you that the one line was, "You can do this," to Ned Beatty, my husband.
Yeah.
So I said, I did all that complicated medical language, and you give me one line in this movie? And he said, oh, but Nancy, the entire movie turns on that one line. And I said, have you ever thought about a career in, as a what's the word? I said it when I was saying it, but have you ever thought about being a diplomat? Because that's
Yeah,
really good.
that's good.
what
You
just
can
did.
do this.
That's good directing right
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
there. And then
that
the line
was-
got cut.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
That
it
would
didn't.
be
It didn't. I know.
hilarious. Oh my god. Yeah.
And it didn't make it in the script in the movie.
you can't do this, I guess. Yeah. Dude, I was gonna we talk about like good things that are happening like in the world and stuff. Is it cool if we go through some news stories? Real
yes,
quick?
absolutely.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
take it. Just like we like to give the audience because there's so much in the world that's like sucky, you know.
yeah.
If I can use that. But like, there's also good things that are happening.
Yeah.
That people aren't like, you're not gonna see that on the mainstream media. Not
No,
to
but-
get all
but-
Alex Jonesy. and
But
stuff.
I need to tell you a story about this.
yeah.
Can I do
Of
it?
course.
first?
Of
Oh my
course,
God.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I really believe that whatever's in charge, the universe,
Uh-huh.
is a master chess player and knows where all the pieces are. So I don't panic so much. And the story about that is I lived in New York. I had lived there for about 10 years. My 15-year-old son went to Stuyvesant High. We lived in Stuyvesant Town on First Avenue and 14th, and Stuyvesant High is right across First Avenue.
Mhm.
So he went to that school. He joined a gang, which he didn't tell us about.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing you do is tell your mom. Whenever you join a gang,
Exactly.
you have to. That's
Exactly.
part of the gang rules.
So I knew nothing about it. So I get an offer to shoot something on Cape Cod by PBS that I've worked for a million times. And so I was going to go there. My husband was going to go with me. We had a new baby. We were going to take the baby. And my mother from Dallas, Texas, God love her, codependent as they come, wants to be liked by her grandson so badly. She came to stay with Charlie. So she's at home. He and one of his gang friends go down to Chinatown, and they're 15. They buy a switchblade, which you could do in Chinatown.
Yeah.
Hello. Come back up, pull the knife on a guy standing on a corner, said, give us your money. The guy pulls his money out like this, and Charlie says, we're kidding. And he and his friend turned around and ran, and there was a cop car half a block away, and they were arrested for armed robbery.
Oh.
Okay, so they take him to jail. He makes his one phone call to my codependent mother, says, do not tell my mom. I will be out of here in a couple of hours. He told her he was in jail. I'll be out in a couple of hours and I'll explain it to her. So she didn't call me. She goes through the whole night waiting up for him. He never comes. She calls me crying the next day and says, Charlie's in jail. And he was supposed to come home in 2 hours and whatever. And I say, okay, just relax. So I called the court. I found out when he was going to be up for release, I told the PBS people, I said, you guys, I got to go. My kid's in jail. And they said, we'll shoot around you. Just come back as soon as you can. So I go. My husband keeps the baby even. I get my mother. We go to the court. He indeed comes in. Has on the rattiest jeans I've ever seen. It turns out that while he was in that jail, he had a new pair of jeans on, and a kid comes in, tough kid, and says, give me those jeans.
Oh,
and he did that. And the kid gave him his dirty jeans. So, okay, so he gets out, but he had spent 36 hours in jail, and he decided in that 36 hours he never wanted to come back there again, and that he wanted to be a lawyer, and he was going to get on his grades again and go to law school. And so he came back, he started studying, he went to college, got a BA, got a law degree. He's a district attorney today in Brooklyn. And
that's amazing.
He's the head of a team that researches cases that may have somebody may have been incarcerated illegally.
Yeah, like what do they call those? The cold case? I
can't think
I know what you're talking about. But yeah,
they researched them. They've gotten 30 people out. I said, how many of those people are people of color? And he said, try 98.9%.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but the first guy he got out had been in there 20 years of a 50 to life sentence because the district attorney that prosecuted him had withheld evidence that would have proved him innocent. And so I said, okay, so the guy's out. What happens to the DA? And he said he got fired. And I said, fired? That's it? He should spend the next 50 years in jail that kid was supposed to spend.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I know.
But that's awesome that your son, going from that, having his jeans stolen in jail to now a district attorney. I love those stories.
Yeah.
It's like really cool.
I just the thing about everything that you learn from everything that happens. And the fact that whatever is in charge, the universe, knows where every piece fits and which things I had to be out of town, or I could have gotten him out probably because I was sober by that time and I knew people in law enforcement in the program. And I probably could have gotten it out. He needed 36 hours in jail and losing his new jeans to change his life. So
that's an amazing story. It's like our the obstacles that we go through in life become assets. Yeah. And it's my drug addiction has turned into a gift because now I can help people. And Dustin's
you're scrambling. You're like,
I'm like, what can I say that's funny right now? all of us, it's amazing. And but you are just such an inspiration, and all the things that you've done and your outlook on life. And should we do these news stories?
Yeah, let's do some.
I found a few
quick ones.
Yeah, I found here. Let's do. You do that. I don't mean to make you feel bad, Nancy.
Well, then don't.
Chicago woman, 104, skydives from a plane.
Oh, way to steal! Why would you steal her thunder like that, bro?
75, nothing. That's nothing. 104-year-old woman skydives and breaks the world's record for all this.
Yeah,
wow.
She also did it with a knife in her mouth.
Yeah.
She was a paratrooper actually. Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty cool.
And guess who took her skydiving?
Tom Cruise?
Her son.
Oh.
He's like, it's like 84. God. 94. Whoa. 104. Yeah. All right, that's it. We're going skydiving.
So she's a world record setter now. Oldest woman skydiving.
That's a goal for me now.
You got to beat it. You got to beat it.
I know. I'll let you all know when
we'll be there. Yeah, let's do it. That's when we'll do our tandem skydive when she does her 104-year-old skydive.
I'll do it. If you make it to 104, I'll jump out of an airplane.
Let's do it. We can all three. Maybe we can all three. Like you go on one side, I'll go on the other. Like a triplet skydive or something.
And then her quote was, "Age is just a number."
Age is just a number.
Yeah.
That's what I would say when I was underage trying to buy alcohol. It's just a number. Let me get that Coors. Yeah. Let me get some Boone's Farm.
Yeah. Okay. What do you got?
Well, this is pretty crazy. This guy, he accidentally donated $15,000 instead of $150 to a food relief fundraiser.
Okay, I know the story. Yeah,
chaos ensued. He basically God, I should have prepped this more. This happened in February of last year. This guy moved into a new 3-unit apartment building in San Francisco, and one of his neighbors. Do you know this one better?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is I researched this one.
Thanks.
So this guy, he accidentally he's going to donate $150 to his neighbor to feed the impoverished in Bangladesh, and he accidentally does 15,000. Right, on GoFundMe. So he donates 15,000. He gets a call from his bank saying, there's a mistake, or we need you to verify this, but the charge already went through. And he's like, okay, I did not mean to do that. So you need to reverse it. She said, great, but it's not going to show up for 3 days. So it's going to sit on the GoFundMe for 15,000. So everyone's going to think he donated 15,000 for 3 days.
Yeah.
So he's going to go talk to his neighbor. Well, the next morning he wakes up and he checks his Facebook, and he has he has a friend request and all these messages, and it's all these people from Bangladesh, impoverished people, holding up signs with his name on it, saying, thank you for doing this. You made such a huge difference.
Oh,
so
my God.
He's like, what am I going to do? Like, he didn't, he's like this hero in Bangladesh for feeding the homeless.
They built a statue of him. He's a saint in the church now.
There's a library.
Thank you so much. Did he take the money? That's hard.
What did he do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have. That's tough, right there.
So he talked to his neighbor, and then and he said, okay. He goes, I'll make it 1,500. Right. So he donates he donates 1,500, which he probably couldn't afford.
Yeah.
He says, okay, I'll do at least 1,500, and the story gets out, and it goes on Reddit. And people were like, oh my God, he still donated $1,500. So the story went viral. The GoFundMe raised at the last check $118,000.
No.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
right
amazing.
there.
So it all worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have handled that, man. One time I was at the grocery store, and you know how to ask you to donate, like, would you like to donate $1? I accidentally put $2, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Why did I do that? You can't afford that, man.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I want to say something about that, though. When I gave up worry, as a function of my ego trying to control everything, I gave it up, worry about anything, and money was mainly what I gave up worrying about. I just went, I'm not doing that again, and I am freelance and have been for 30 years, so I just thought the universe is in charge of the money. My job is to bring 100% of Nancy to whatever I'm doing, whether it's an audition or a podcast or, whatever. You guys, that was like 20 years ago. The money has never stopped coming. And my bank account may get slightly low, and then I get a check for something from residuals, and
it's funny how the universe works, because as an artist, all three of us are artists, and we made a lot of sacrifices. We sacrificed 401ks, financial stability, medical insurance, mental health, all these things.
Physical health, probably.
And in the hopes of having a career and a job that we would do for free and making a living at it. So there has to be some level of faith that things are going to work out. And when we let go, we've always been, neither one of us have been homeless. We're not homeless. Things keep working out.
Right.
And,
but I think part of that thing of taking care of yourself has to do with not just saying, okay, the universe is in charge of the money, but I need to take care of myself, so I need health insurance. So I'm going to go ahead and get it and assume the money will be there.
I haven't. Yep,
because I think the universe wants me healthy.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
By God, I'm going to do it to 104 when I jump out of a plane.
We're gonna be there.
Yeah,
we're doing
Nancy, you're the best.
Nancy, you are. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you're an inspiration to the human race, and it's just phenomenal, the things that you've done, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you.
Yeah, where can
Thank
people
you.
find you? Like if they want to like contact
I
you,
don't really do social media.
Okay. Well, you just want to put your home address out there?
Yeah. Her address is
No, I wonder if they can't just Google Nancy Linehan Charles.
yeah. Google Nancy Linehan Charles and check
give
out
you
her. Yep.
someplace. It will go to Facebook, but I just don't visit social media much because
Yeah.
It's like-
it is like that sometimes.
yeah.
Well,
And
you're
now- As we plug our social medias, hey guys,
well, you can
Yeah.
find me at at realgregbaldwin.com.
and me at Dustin_Ibarra with a Y or Ibarra.
Yeah.
But also follow our Instagram.
Real Greg Baldwin.
And what's the Good Things Are Happening?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's at Good Things Are Happening podcast.
Yeah, Good Things Are Happening podcast. Be sure
Yeah.
and like and subscribe. And, thank you guys for listening and watching, however you're getting this thing. Just remember, good things are happening.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope, we can't even talk about it yet. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.